LeBron James's decision to opt into his $52.6 million player option for 2025 to 26 set off exactly the kind of speculation he and the Lakers hope to avoid, while also leaving no doubt that this season will be a referendum on his time in purple and gold. With training camp just around the corner and the regular season looming, here are the key factors that will drive the chatter and ultimately LeBron's own choice. 1. Championship contention or lack thereof. Open quote, "It all really depends on how this coming season goes," one league source told Marc Stein of the Stein line. Close quote, "At 40 years old, LeBron remains an elite playmaker, averaging 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.2 assists on a crisp 38% from three last year. Yet, the Lakers still finished 18 games behind the eventual champion Thunder and bowed out in 5 games to the Timberwolves in round 1. If LA can't break into the West's top 2 or 3 seeds this year, it will be hard to argue they're primed for a title run." Number 2, supporting cast and roster moves. Rob Pelinka's summer additions, DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia, and the re-signing of Jackson Hayes, were designed to give LeBron and Luka Dončić meaningful help on the glass and in the paint. But in a conference that still boasts the Thunder, Nuggets, Warriors, Suns, and up-and-coming Nuggets and Clippers, the question is whether those tweaks are enough. Frontcourt depth. Ayton should shore up the post defense and give LeBron some much-needed rest minutes. Wing scoring. Beyond him and Dončić, who steps up if the shots aren't falling. If LA can't establish itself as one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the West, the entire championship or bust conversation becomes unavoidable. Number 3, Agent Rich Paul's statement. When LeBron's camp released the line, "LeBron wants to compete for a championship, values a realistic chance of winning it all," it was hardly a vote of confidence in LA's immediate prospects. Equally telling was the acknowledgement that the organization understands the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future. That framing, making every season he has left count versus building around Luka, says volumes about how both sides view the next 10 to 20 games of the offseason clock. Number 4, potential landing spots on the buyout market. Should things go sideways, several franchises could become landing pads. Dallas Mavericks, the obvious fit next to Luka, but only via buyout since Dallas can't absorb LeBron's full salary under the cap. Golden State Warriors, a reunion with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green, if Golden State remains in title contention. New York Knicks or Cleveland Cavaliers, markets with championship aspirations and cap space to add a veteran star. Don't assume any of those moves are likelier than LeBron finishing in LA, but they're real options if the Lakers limp into December. 5. LeBron's longevity goals. Beyond rings, LeBron has openly discussed milestones that extend past basketball, playing until he's 46, breaking all-time games played records, and mentoring the next generation. If he still has the drive to chase those targets, he might prioritize a situation where he can stay on the court, healthy in a stable rotation and one that makes sense for his evolving role. Bottom line, LeBron's pickup of his option locked him into one final guaranteed year in LA, but it did not lock him into the Lakers beyond next summer. If this season yields a deep playoff run, expect him to renegotiate a 2 or 3 year extension. If LA stumbles early, you'll hear trade and buyout rumors swirl. All eyes will be on October's tip-off, but remember, regardless of where he ends up, LeBron's legacy will be defined not by his jersey color, but by whether he can still make a team a true title contender. And that, more than anything, will guide his choice as the 2025-26 season takes shape. LeBron James's decision to pick up his $52.6 million player option for the 2025-26 season has set the NBA world abuzz. Will he return to the Lakers beyond this year or seek greener pastures? As training camp approaches, every sign point, quote, and roster move will be scrutinized through the lens of what's next for LeBron. Performance and contention. Last season, James defied Father Time, averaging 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.2 assists on 38% three-point shooting. The Lakers' 50-32 record earned them a first-round matchup with the Timberwolves, but a 5-game exit underscored a gap between Lotta talent and genuine title contention. At 40, James still moves like an all-star, but pairing him with Luka Dončić and newly added pieces, DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia, and re-sign Jackson Hayes creates more questions than answers. Can this group truly bridge the gulf in the Western Conference? Contract leverage and negotiation. By waiting until now to decide on his future, James has maximized his leverage. A one-year deal keeps options open. If the Lakers emerge as legitimate championship contenders, he can re-engage Rob Pelinka and company. If they stumble, he can trigger his player option and explore trades or buyout options. His agent, Rich Paul, has publicly emphasized LeBron's desire to compete for a championship and noted the franchise is preparing for the future around Dončić. That dual message, ambition now but readiness for life after LeBron, reveals a front office hedging its bets. Potential destinations. Multiple teams stand ready should James choose to leave Los Angeles. The Dallas Mavericks, fresh off trading away their franchise pillar for Dončić, could pounce on a buyout or midseason trade if their title window looks strong. The Golden State Warriors, seeking a veteran playmaker to pair with Steph Curry and Draymond Green, would surely call. The New York Knicks could swing a blockbuster deal in hopes of electrifying Madison Square Garden. Even Cleveland, the city James once called home, remains a sentimental and practical landing spot. Timeline and decision point. Everything really depends on how this season unfolds, a front office source recently told insider Marc Stein. Early season standings, playoff seeding probability, and locker room chemistry will all factor into James' calculus. If the Lakers rally into serious contender territory, a fresh 2 or 3 year extension makes sense for both sides. If they struggle to keep pace, James may activate his player option and scan the league for the best shot at adding another ring, while still chasing the record for most seasons played. Legacy and personal goals. Beyond championships, James has repeatedly spoken about extending his career for as long as his body allows, potentially playing into his mid-40s and breaking new ground for longevity in pro sports. That personal goal may override franchise allegiance. If he truly craves more seasons, he'll find a team willing to accommodate his veteran status and give him a starring role. The bottom line. As the calendar ticks toward training camp, every Lakers game in October will carry subplots. Who takes the last shot? How does chemistry evolve with Dončić? Are fans celebrating a win-now commitment or bracing for an imminent Dan Gilbert-style divorce? LeBron James has engineered this drama, ensuring every pass, every victory, and every loss will be framed against the question, will he still be a Laker next season? The answer, like so many of LeBron's clutch moments, will come down to performance under pressure.